The top 10 worst MLB fan bases. Surely we will all agree on this, and it's about time I do a podcast where everybody just will say, that was perfectly accurate by the end of it. I am very positive that's how this is going to go. Also, here comes the intro. If you like it, that's awesome. If you don't, that's too bad.
This is a baseball podcast. Yeah! Baseball. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about baseball stuff. Let's talk about the players and the teams. This is Hold My Ball. Yeah. Baseball.
Well, this should be a good one, guys. Today's list is brought to you by the internet. I just Googled, and the first thing AI Overview gave me is what I'm going to cover. Top 10 worst fan bases in MLB, according to, it says, defining the worst MLB fan bases typically comes down to a mix of arrogance, hostility, bandwagon jumping, and online toxicity. Based on national fan polls, sports journalism, and community consensus on platforms like Reddit, here are the 10 widely considered worst fan bases in baseball. That sounds fun. Today's show is brought to you by Slab Dynasty. I'm going to rip a pack right here. It's a $35 pack. I'm going to show you right here. So it's live, and we're going to see what we get. Click to reveal. I'm going to let it fly right here first so you guys know it's real. Might be good, might not be good. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, CJ Stroud, a rookie card. What do we got? Pink Prism, 9, $30. Paid $35, got a $35 CJ Stroud rookie. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. Already sold it back because that's what you could do. You could sell it right back. Paid $35 for the card, sold it back for $26. The card's worth $30. They give you good rates. They do all the stuff you do. I'm not buying a pack of cards and then going to eBay to sell it. I don't even know how to do that. Wouldn't want to take the time. So to be able to do it digitally, and my three options once I get the pack are sell it back, keep it in my little collection online, or have them send me the actual card. Great options all the way around. Now, I'm just going to quickly go, starting at number 10, worst fan base, according to what I just told you earlier, give my quick take on them, and then that's it. That's the show. This is going to be a fast one. Number 10 on this list, San Diego Padres, which is crazy because most people are probably confused they're even on this list. I'm a guy who lives in Southern California, and I'm wearing a Dodger hat right now, and I'm a Dodger fan. So I would put the Padre fans way higher on this list. Like probably 3. Maybe 2. Honestly, I'd put them at number 2. Because my problem with them is that they never know baseball. That's my huge issue. The Padres, what they have built is awesome. Their fans in general, like for the team, their fans are awesome. They're actually like probably nice people. And I like that about them. Let me say this. The fan base for the Padres is awesome, especially right now. And it's hard to do because it's a transplant town. People, it's like a destination spot. People don't, yes, people grow up here and all that, but a lot of people want to live here. So a lot of the fans aren't from here originally. And yeah, you don't have like the Chicago Cubs long-standing history of fans, all that stuff. But my biggest issue with them is they don't ever know what the hell they're talking about. And when I'm online and they start arguing with me, it's like arguing with somebody that just knows shit about baseball. I mean, nothing. And they argue like they know everything, and they just most unknowledgeable fan base on planet Earth is San Diego Padres, and that's why I don't like them. I think they're great for the team. What's it say here? A classic, historically downtrodden franchise that transformed into a heavy-spending it team in the 2020s. The sudden influx of fair-weather fans and the fierce, bitter online rivalry they have cultivated with the Dodgers has made them highly polarizing. That's a great little write-up on them. Sums them up. Number 9, the Atlanta Braves. The sheer sprawl of their fan base across the Southeast leads to a very vocal and dominant online presence. They draw annoyance from other fan bases for continuing the tomahawk chop, which is widely criticized by indigenous groups and opposing fans. I'll tell you this much. I love the tomahawk chop. If that offends you, I apologize. I just like that things don't change. You know what I mean? I don't like, changing things because we're just supposed to. If you think there's a single sports franchise out there that changes something they used to do because it offends a certain group of people, you're an idiot. That is not why they change it. They do it strictly for money. They do it to say, well, we don't want to lose money if we don't change this, or we don't want to. There's not one person in the actual MLB that owns a team or whatever it is and says, I want to do this because I care about it. I hate to say that. They care about money. They own businesses. The business they own is the Cleveland Guardians, which used to be the Indians. That changed from pressure, not because they went one day, you know what, man, I really think we should change this. Hey, we're getting a lot of pressure that our name is not cool in 2020 or whatever the hell it is. We got to come up with a new name, or else people are going to boycott our games and we're going to lose a ton of money. And if we also change our name, everyone's going to have to buy all this new stuff and we're going to make tons of money. If you think anybody in this league cares about any of these nights they have, any promotional night, right now we're dealing with the Pride Night. You got all these different groups that are celebrated right here. Money. MLB doesn't give a damn about a single group they support. They care about the money. And including everybody means more money. Now, the Braves, I don't know. I don't have an opinion on them, but they're ranked 9 on this list. They're ranked 9. And the only thing it talks about is the tomahawk chop, which I think is kind of crazy. St. Louis Cardinals, number 8, frequently dubbed the best fans in baseball, a moniker that has spawned massive resentment from other fan bases. Critics find the fans self-righteous and overly eager to lecture other fan bases on how baseball should be played. Now, this I could see, and I also find this hilarious because when I think about baseball to its core, and let's just say the last 50 years, I think Cardinals baseball is a piece of that in just such a, I don't know, something about it. Cardinals. Maybe it's because my roommate looked exactly like Albert Pujols. He was a huge Pujols fan. He loved the Cardinals. He played first base on our college team. He stood like Pujols. He did everything like Pujols. And I watched a lot of 2000, early 2000 Cardinals, and they were friggin' awesome. So I could see that. And I could see how fans, once they're dubbed, oh, we're the most knowledgeable fans there is. Oh, man, I would be pissed if I was getting lectured on how the game should be played by some fan. So I could see Cardinals being 8 here. Checks out a little bit. Number 7, Chicago Cubs. I'm interested to see who's ahead of them because I believe there's 6 teams that could be ahead of them, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they were higher on this list. Revered for their history and aesthetic of Wrigley Field, but their national following and loyal reputation have caused them to develop a smugness, particularly after the 2016 World Series. The stadium's reputation as a massive party zone also draws criticism from traditional baseball fans. Doesn't sound like a problem to me. Not at all. Sounds pretty good. Other than the fact that they're from Chicago, and I just got to imagine Chicago people are probably very annoying at times. And listen, when I'm talking about these fan bases, I used to say this to the kids that I coached. When I would address the whole team after a game, right? There's 22 kids sitting there at the varsity team, and we're all talking after a game. And I go off on the team as a whole for playing bad and having no energy, and we're checked out mentally. We're making mental errors. If I'm ranting about that and you're sitting there thinking I'm talking to you, then I probably am. Because you probably had a day like that if you're feeling attacked. If you went 3 for 4 with 2 doubles, 3 of our 4 RBIs, and you made a huge backhand play in the 6 hole at shortstop to throw a guy out at first and end an inning with 0 runs instead of 1 or 2, and then you fielded another 3 or 4 routine balls, and that was your day, and you're listening to me rant about the whole team, and you feel like, I don't think he's talking to me. I'm probably not, because you had a good day. But when I address the team as a whole, you're going to be lumped into that. But you know I'm not talking to you individually. So obviously, if you're a fan of one of these fan bases and I give you my opinion on the whole as a fan, and you don't feel like I'm talking to you, then guess what? I'm probably not. I'm sure you're a great person, a great fan. Number 6, the New York Mets. All right. Famous for their LGM, Let's Go Mets resilience. But they are equally known for their massive inferiority complex and tendency to turn on their own players and front office and at breakneck speed. The internal misery and online trolling often amplify the fan base's volatility. So this fan base then is just a bunch of like losers, but they're resilient because they keep coming back and sitting in the seat every year. Equally known for their massive inferiority complex. That's hilarious. Imagine being part of a fan base that is known for being little brothers so hard that like that's part of your deal. Yeah, that fan base is just inferior to the guys next door in the Yankees who have 27 rings. I'm sure we're going to get to them pretty soon, but that's hilarious. I haven't had a huge issue with New York Mets fans. I don't like New Yorkers in general. The whole reason I even Googled this is because New York Knicks won the NBA championship, and you saw nothing but ridiculous videos of their fans. And I know how it goes. Again, if you're on the team and you're hearing this speech, you feel like it applies. Probably does. If you don't, it probably doesn't. But I think New York Knicks fans in general, idiots, watching them tear apart their city. Oh, stupid. Whatever. I also know some New York Knicks fans in real life. Good people is what it is. But that fan base in general, New York in general, I think garbage. Mets. That's hilarious to be like known as the losers. That's crazy. Boston Red Sox come in at number 5. Deeply passionate but notoriously tough on their own team and hostile toward opposing fans. The intense rivalry with the Yankees also breeds highly polarizing online behavior. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it does. I just could see, again, Boston. I could see these guys being stupid. Like, I feel honestly like the fan base as a whole, dumb. I feel like just the IQ of these fan bases is pretty low. I feel like it's pretty low. They're the top 10 worst top ones that come up through AI when you Google it for a reason. Because online, that's just what you're seen as. Boston Red Sox fans, I could see them being dumb. I could also see them being like the best in the world. I think, here's the thing. A list like this, let's go over so far the top teams. Padres have never won anything, ever. Braves won 14 straight pennants. You have a reason to have a following. Cardinals, very good at a time, several times. And they had La Russa. That's my guy. I like him a lot. Chicago Cubs, just a storied franchise. They got their 2016 World Series after 108 years. The curse. There's a lot to the Cubs that draws people in as fans. And the Cubs win some ball games here and there. So you got the Padres, have never won anything. Braves, historically winning team. Cardinals, historically winning team. The Cubs, historically in the mix, have their years. The Red Sox, historically, they win. They're in there. They're competing. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, the top 4 teams here, also the same. Winning organizations. So if your team is not winning, number one, you know who you don't see on here? You don't see the Rockies. You don't see Athletics. You don't see any team that doesn't win. Because nobody cares about them enough to be like, that fan base sucks. These teams that are all up here, they're always in the hunt. That's why people don't like them. Let's get that straight. Number one reason to dislike a fan base is because their team friggin' wins, and yours probably doesn't. Number four on the list, The Los Angeles Dodgers, my team, my favorite team, a massive, successful fan base that gets a reputation for bandwagon toxicity and occasional stadium violence. I'm going to get to that in a second. The sheer size of the fan base makes social media spaces incredibly crowded with arrogant behavior, while stadium incidents against visiting fans have made Dodger Stadium an intimidating place to visit. I don't disagree with any of that. When it comes to, we don't claim that fan, we're not like that. Oh, no. The Dodgers have the worst situation it's got to be, I guess, baseball fan history. When however many years ago that was, they just beat and ended up, I think a guy was in a coma, ended up passing away because he was wearing a Giants jersey in the parking lot. Those are two guys, two Dodger fans beat this dude for literally no reason, it sounds like, other than his jersey. Just a god-awful thing to happen. And I can assure you, Dodger fans feel the same way about that guy as everyone else that is not a Dodger fan feels about him. So do the Dodgers have the worst, I think, single fan incident that everybody loves to put on and go, oh, yeah, we don't, I don't know what kind of words you can say on YouTube, KILL, other fans. And it's like, okay, yeah, you could throw that out there. It happened. It is what it is. But like a lot of these teams so far, the Dodgers travel better than any other team. That's for sure. You're going to find that, Pantone, whatever they are. Pantone something. Shout out to them. Let me Google them. Dodgers fans, Pantone group. Pantone 294. It's more than a ticket. It's an experience. These people are good. They are really good. They're everywhere. I went to 2 Dodger games this year so far, and I kid you not, I'm not joking. I went and watched the Guardians game, and then I went and watched them play. Who else did I watch them play? The Guardians, and then I just went the other night. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I cannot tell you. I tell you with seriousness, I wasn't searching around the stadium for fans of the other team, but I don't remember seeing a single Guardians hat or a single hat from the other team that they played when I went the second time. You talk about a stadium that fills up with their own fans every night, it's the Dodgers. And I do think they are probably one of the worst fan bases around as far as just overall. I get it. Celebrities go, they don't care about the game. They're just there for the TV screen. Show me. I get it all. But a strong fan base, I will give them that. Maybe one of the strongest. Number 3, Houston Astros. No surprise here. Anybody surprised? Universally disliked by the rest of the league, largely due to their intense denial or defense of the 2017 sign stealing scandal. They relish playing the role of the league's villain, which brings heavy online and stadium toxicity from opposing fans. This one's pretty self-explanatory. They cheated a whole bunch of teams out of a World Series, specifically the Dodgers. They got caught, and the problem is the players came back with this ho-hum arrogance to them, and they came back to spring training after getting caught in the offseason and getting a slap on their wrist, which is crazy. A little slap on the wrist. And they just acted like, whatever. I thought they acted like a-holes, to be honest with you. And their fans are the same. A lot of their fans are the exact same. So I don't know that they were universally hated by anybody before that. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. If you are a lifer baseball person that's a little older, let me know if the Houston Astros were ever truly hated, like the fans, before that incident. Number 1 and number 2, if you haven't guessed by now, obviously, this seems obvious. Number 2, Philadelphia Phillies. Legendary for their unparalleled passion, which frequently crosses the line into hostility. Phillies fans are infamous for being unwelcoming to opposing fans and having a track record of throwing objects ranging from snowballs to D batteries onto the field. I mean, I've heard that. I also watched playoffs, and the bank looks like the most electric atmosphere on the planet. So I don't know. I mean, again, Phillies are a winning organization when it comes to just overall. They win more than they lose. Their fans, yeah, I would guess. Again, I don't have a ton of interaction with Philly fans, but I am not surprised to see them on this list. They're from Philly. Come on. It just seems like they'd be bad fans if you're not a Phillies fan. Like anybody that, like when you go to a stadium, it just says right there, hostile to visiting fans. Anybody that just sees you in a different uniform or different hat, different jersey, supporting a different team, and they're immediately like, screw this guy, look at what he's wearing. Like sports are not that serious if you're a fan. And I'm convinced, I am 100% convinced, the only way you get this into it, like the only way you get, like you act like a sport is, like if it's going to ruin your week, if your team loses on a Monday, like if it's going to ruin your week or your day or your night and you didn't bet on it or anything, you just need to see him win. I just don't think you ever played sports at a mildly competitive level. And by mildly competitive, I mean like high school. Or maybe just after high school would make a little more sense. Because if you play after high school, you get this sense of like, a lot of this doesn't matter. Like it just doesn't matter. I feel like if you're that kind of fan that like lives and breathes and dies and all, I can't imagine you played yourself at a high level. Because there's fans out there that are more bummed about the Spurs losing in the NBA championship and letting it ruin their last probably week than the Spurs that actually played the game are. And that's crazy to think about. So Philly fans, when you're that into it, I get it. But for God's sakes, it's a game. Everybody, it's a game. That's like what's his name with the Dodgers a couple weeks ago. Tanner Scott, I think, blew a couple saves. He's getting a DM from somebody. His wife's getting DM'd to say, I hope everybody in your family, to not say banned words, doesn't make it through the night. It's like, dude, people are sick. They're just friggin' sick, man. All right, number one, the New York Yankees. Couldn't agree more. Absolute. I would beventure to put this at the top of a list that says worst fan bases in all of sports. Just baseball feels like you're letting them off easy. They got 27 rings, so checkbox number one, they won the most out of any team in the league. People are automatically going to hate them. But number two, they're New Yorkers. They're just the worst in general. Take sports out of it. They're New Yorkers. They're angry. Let's see what it says. Often landing at the top of national polls for being the most arrogant and spoiled fan base. Backed by 27 World Series titles, a vocal segment of the fan base frequently boos their own players at the first sign of trouble and often acts like baseball's gatekeepers. I'll tell you what, that is one of the things I hate the most is when I watch a fan base boo their own players. And when I watch these stupid-ass Yankee fans boo Aaron Judge, who's been in the league 10 years, he's got like 3 MVPs. You don't think he's going to struggle at some point? Let's just say he played 120 games a year he averages. 1,200 games in 10 years, let's call it. 4 at-bats a game? That's what? 4,800 at-bats? You don't think there's going to be a streak in there that he just doesn't hit the ball well and maybe goes through a mental funk, which is kind of crazy. They're pretty short-lived for him if he does. But you're going to boo the guy that is your whole team, that is the captain of your team, the best right-handed hitter we've seen in maybe ever, and you're going to boo him. Your fat ass sitting in the stands, eating your nachos. You're going to boo him. You just paid to go see him play, and that's why you think you can boo him because I paid to see him perform. You've never played either, just like the fans that take it too serious. You've never played. I guarantee anybody that boos Aaron Judge has never played a sport at any type of competitive level. You couldn't have. Or you're just that dumb. When a fan base boos their own players, I just think it's one of the stupidest things you can do. You want them to perform well, but you're going to boo them, and it's like, no, that's what we do here because we're New Yorkers. We expect certain things out of them, and we're going to let them know. Well, I think you're dumbasses. And I promise you, when they're like, best fans in the world, they're thinking about the fans that booed them. They're thinking about that group, and they're like, these guys actually suck. But we just won the World Series, so we got to say, you're the greatest fans on planet. Thank you. We love you. If the Yankees win the World Series anytime soon, which they're going on like almost 20 years, by the way. They haven't won it anytime lately. I don't see them doing it anytime too soon. Because if they don't do it in the next year or two, it's going to be a long road until they do. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I hope they don't. Just strictly because of the fans. I like the Yankees players. I love Max Fried. He's probably my favorite pitcher. Not a huge Garrett Cole guy. Seems like a good dude. Maybe if I met him and talked to him, I'd be like, yeah, he's awesome. I'm sure he is. But just from what I see as a fan, not a big Garrett Cole guy. Anyways, Yankees, Belly's my favorite player. I like Judge. I like Stanton. He's one of my favorites. Just a big, strong, crippled dude at the moment. Like he hurt his hamstring or something, of course, and then he gets a setback during rehab because he strains his calf. It's like, come on. And you look at the guy and look at his body and look how strong he was throughout his career, and you're trying to tell me this dude didn't take any performance-enhancing medicine at any point. Why do you think all his joints and ligaments and everything's falling apart at, what is he, mid-30s? Come on, people. You got to be smarter than that. The effects of whatever Stanton did for all those years is showing up. That's what's happening. I think, my opinion. And my opinion on this list is I think the Yankees are right where they belong, number 1. Philadelphia Phillies at number 2. Sounds about right, I guess. Houston Astros, number 3. I understand it. Dodgers, 4. Understand it, 100%. Might even flip them with like Houston up to 3, to be honest with you, because Houston just has like a reason nobody likes them. But Dodger fans, I get it. I just get it. Boston Red Sox, 5, makes sense. Mets, I would move them probably lower on the list because really, like, I feel like the only people that hate Mets fans are probably Mets players. Like, the Mets fans are just sad they've never won. They're just not that good. I don't know. Cubs, sure. Cardinals at 8, sure. Braves at 9, get it. And 10, Padres, I'd move them way up there. I seriously would put them at number 2 for most irritating, just like, you don't know what the hell's going on. And you shouldn't talk about it. That's how I feel about those fan bases. What do you guys think? What do you got? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? This isn't me, actually. AI. If you're from any of these fan bases, let me know why they're the worst. Like, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear you tell me why they're on this list. And you could be one of the good fans, right? If I'm not talking to you, you don't feel like I'm talking to you, I'm probably not. But I would love to hear from somebody in these fan bases tell me why they are on this list. That would be awesome. This is Hold My Ball Podcast. Thanks for listening, guys. As always, like, share, subscribe. Do all the things that don't cost you any money. I guess now a big thing on YouTube is hit the, like, alert me when somebody posts something. Because the first, like, I don't know, hour of a video, if it does well, it gets pushed out to more people. So hit that notify me button, please. Whenever we post at Hold My Ball Podcast on the Baseball Dugout, you'll know, and you can just open it up and let it play. Let it play. If you're like busy, just turn the volume down and let it play, and then come back and watch it later. That first beginning part, I guess, is nice. And I always love asking you guys for things that don't cost you any money. A couple clicks, maybe your ear, maybe your eyeballs, whatever. But I love you guys. Thanks for being here. I will catch you on the next episode.